Welcome. On behalf of the Board of Education, Dr. Parla Panides, our superintendent, and the entire middle school staff, thank you for joining me to recognize the Central Regional 8th graders and the class of 2024. I extend best wishes to each of you for a job well done. I'm sure you would agree that the school year ended a bit too quick, but not in the way that we were hoping for or planning for. But know at the same time that I truly enjoyed working with you and your parents, and I was extremely proud of the things you accomplished in the classrooms, on the fields, on the stage, over at the high school. You surely did an excellent job. Note that I continue looking forward to the great success stories that you will accomplish over at the high school, and know that you will always be remembered here at Central Regional Middle School. Remember to do just a couple of simple things as you continue your way into high school. Number one, continue to work hard. Number two, respect those around you, respect yourself. And lastly but not least, do not take things for granted. Enjoy every step of the way as you go through your 4 years of high school. With that being said, good luck to you. Be well. Congratulations to you in the class of 2024. At this time, I'd like to welcome your class president, Alex Cardillo, and also the Junior National Honor Society president, Jake Dorick, to address the class. Thanks again and have a great summer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alex Cardillo, and I'm 8th grade class president. I stand here today looking back on the 2 years of great memories we have all made together. From waking up on our first day of 7th grade with that excited, anxious feeling in our stomachs, to now our very last days as middle schoolers. It really is crazy how fast 2 years can fly by. I remember when I first arrived here, I had no idea what to expect. I couldn't even locate where the cafeteria was. I believe I can speak for us all when I say that being the underdogs in this brand new school was a very intimidating thought. However, soon enough, we found our way around and had the school mapped out like the back of our hand. As you know, middle school has had its ups and downs, but nobody said it would be easy. From the late nights up doing homework and the way your heart sank when you realized you forgot to study for your science test, to the laughs you shared with your best friends at the pep rallies and even the lunch table. Most of us here have grown up together since elementary school. Even though those days seem like a lifetime ago, I still remember the times we spent at recess watching the older kids wishing to grow up already. Would you look at that? Now we are the older kids. And although the days of playing tag at recess and classroom Christmas parties are over, we have so many great new experiences that lie ahead of us, waiting to be shared together. So when you are talking with your friends about all the wonderful things you'd be able to do if you were older, just remember to not take this time for granted because you're only a teenager once. I know that when we graduate high school and walk up to the stage to receive our diplomas, we will look back on our lives as students and think about how young and naive we were at times. We will most likely wish we can have all of this back for just one day. That's why we need to appreciate these moments we have together right now. We had 2 amazing years here at Central Regional Middle School, and although our 8th grade year was cut unexpectedly short, we take with us all of our memories of our time here and move forward to the next chapter of our journey together. That being said, I would like to thank all of my teachers for teaching me and my classmates how important it is to always try our best and never give up, for making our 75 minutes of class time interesting enough to keep us engaged, and for continuing to push us even when we didn't care enough to push ourselves. I would like to thank all of the staff for making the building such a nice place to be and putting up with all of the stress we must have caused. Lastly, I would like to thank all of my fellow classmates for making these 2 years as enjoyable as they were. I can't wait to see what the next 4 years has in store for us, so let's move forward into this exciting new chapter of our lives together. In the wise words of Winnie the Pooh, I always get where I'm going by walking away from where I've been. So please do not be afraid to aim high, try new things, and follow your dreams, because dreams are only that until you make them come true. So congratulations to the class of 2024, and have a great summer.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, administrators, and members of the board. I'm Jake Dorick, President of the National Junior Honor Society, and I'd like to pose a question or two for you to consider. What if this pandemic never occurred? Do you think we would still have grown as individuals the way we have over the last 2.5 months? The way previous generations were never forced to grow and mature? Throughout this crisis, we've seen how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected us individually, our family members and friends, our communities, as well as the entire country. As we prepare to enter into high school, we're going to see just how dramatically it's affected us when we finally get to see each other again. Now is a moment unlike any other for us to reconcile our differences and reach out to support one another. Now is the time, more than ever, to stay united as a class and as young people with a new vision of the world. The simple fact is, no matter how much you think you may know about someone, be it your best friend or even your parents or guardians, you probably don't know what's truly going on in their lives. While you, yourself, may be cruising through the pandemic with no major difficulties, someone you know may have a family who's struggling and hanging on by a thread. Being there for someone when he or she needs somebody is a simple gesture of respect that can make a huge difference for someone who needs the companionship of others. Being by each other's sides, no matter what, that's the biggest lesson this pandemic has taught us. One that we can see with our own eyes, not from reading a book or being told stories from your parents or teachers. One that we've experienced personally and will carry us throughout high school and our entire lives. A story that we can share with our own children and grandchildren someday. Despite how much people think they can do on their own, nothing compares to when we work together and when we do it respectfully. Understanding people's differences is the smartest way of having the most efficient team. We need to realize that we all have our own strengths and weaknesses. While you may think that you're an expert in one field, you're sure going to lack in another. Finding someone to fill in your gaps and for you to fill in theirs can create an incredible sense of unity. This doesn't only pertain to skills. Fighting for someone during their hardship is what helps bring us closer together as individuals. It's the foundation of society itself. Could you imagine a society where people only looked after themselves and never gave others a passing glance? It would be chaos. Help and support would never be given when you need it the most, and you'd have to struggle with a problem you don't know how to fix on your own. When hardships hit, the quickest reaction is to act with fear. Doing what makes you feel safe and comfortable in the moment may cause the hardship to hurt others even more than what you were intending. Instead, doing what's right for yourself and for others is the best way to go, no matter how much more difficult it may seem. Yes, working for yourself will be tempting. It will be the option that seems the easiest and the most beneficial. But in the end, when you see the impact your choices can have on others, it'll pay off tenfold. Not only will you have the respect of others, but you'll also have people to rely on and help guide you when you're faced with hardships of your own. So chin up, my fellow classmates. Let's begin high school on a positive note in the comfort of knowing we're going to stand by one another all the way through our 4 years at CRHS or any other school you may end up. Granted, we may split up into cliques or join different clubs and activities, but when one of us, or all of us for that matter, are going through something difficult, we will have each other's backs. We will stand by each other, not mock each other for being different than the rest of us, or being in a different boat than the rest of us. With that, I ask you again, would we be the same if the COVID-19 pandemic never occurred? Would we see that the slightest gesture of consideration is as important as it is? Would we see that when times are tough, we must help each other through? Congratulations to my fellow classmates. I can't wait to see you all again in high school, where we can impose what we've learned over the quarantine and see each other in a kinder, more peaceful light. Thank you, and have a great summer.